The show is called Together Again at Last for the Very First Time.
No.
John Cleese and Eric Idle together again at last for the very
I thought it was
first
called
time.
The Two Erics.
No.
No?
No, I'm doing that later.
Oh.
Yeah.
Without you.
I thought Two Erics was very good because I was quite happy to change my name. It's
To
only
Eric?
snappier, but yeah.
It's a good comedian's name.
It's a lovely name.
Eric
Eric
Morecambe.
Cleese and Eric Idle. See, the Two Erics.
When you met, was there a spark of potential, or were you just gormless teenagers and you had no idea?
Probably weren't even teenagers, but it was February '63, and I was doing a piece of material in a Pembroke smoking concert, and it was written by John, and he was brought to see
I went to the
show.
Smoker. Yeah. I think I was invited by Brooke Taylor and Oddie.
Right.
And one of the performers was this young chap who was in his first year, and there he was pinching a bit of my material.
No, they gave me the material to do.
Like that.
You know, it was very funny actually, and then he was brought across to meet me, and he was a big panjandrum at that time.
A big what?
Panjandrum. It means a small
Big
instrument.
cheese.
Thank you.
Big
Big
cheese.
cheese, exactly. They were about to do this amazing show called Cambridge Circus, which was very, very funny review.
Which got us all into show business, but I was a year ahead of
least
him.
3 years more.
Then when I left, he became president of the Footlights because he'd become very important by that
I was
point.
very important by then. But here's what I did do. I changed the rules of this club, which had been in existence since the 1880s, and I permitted women to join.
Oh,
And the first woman to join was Germaine Greer.
wow.
What the hell?
What are the
and
chances?
the second woman was Clive James, but he was they joined at the same time.
He's
I met
got a
them
better
both.
rack.
But it made it possible because you could never find funny women for the review.
No, you couldn't.
So I said, this is insane.
Or was it the old thing that you do in private schools where the men would dress up as women for the
That's
role?
right.
Well,
Yes.
but that didn't stop us. You know, but I think cross-dressing is always hilarious.
Well, it's because when we go to the theatre for the first time when we're 5 years of age and we see a pantomime, then the principal boy is a girl, the principal girl is a girl, the principal boy's mother is always a man. You see what I mean? There's all
Yeah.
this ridiculous.
It
doesn't
screwed me
mean
up
anything.
sexually for the rest of my life, I must say.
Well, the Americans always think there's got sort of some subterranean sexual meaning behind it. Or in fact, the first time Terry Jones was ever interviewed by Rolling Stone magazine, he sat down. Did you know that?
No.
And the Rolling Stone magazine just said, just to get things clear, all 6 of you are gay, right? Because we dressed up as women.
Right.
And in fact, only 4 of us were.
Because my
Rest
principal
were
at school
transgender.
used to dress up.
Yeah.
My principal at school used to dress up in women's.
But, you know, Americans...
But there was no performance though, it was just his own. He'd do it in his own time.
But
Catholic education.
Americans cannot wait. Like
To-
Halloween's their favourite time, and they go into the offices all day. They're all dressed up. They get into drag. It's very liberating to dress as something not yourself.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
It's freeing of your constrictions, especially
Yeah.
living a regular life. So
Because
they love it.
most people are intelligent enough, with the exception of Republicans, to realise that they're sort of playing a role. You know, Republicans think they really are that person, but we all know that we play a different role if we're with different people. If you're with the Queen or your mother or your girlfriend or someone you don't like, you're a different person. So why not be another one? You know?
Your show, I like the description. There's footage, musical numbers, Q&A, and aquatic juggling. Did you know that was in the press release?
The aquatic juggling thing.
Yeah, we had to cut that.
Well, we had to cut it. Well, but people drowned.
Yes.
You know, that's
Front row. We
all
lost
this-
4.
you know, and people hate it when they drown at the theatre. It's
Yeah.
just not on.
Yeah, they tell other
it's
people.
fine if there's a whale involved and the killer whales flip
Yeah.
on. There's a certain amount of death in those shows. It's expected, isn't it? But not
Not
in a
in
comedy
comedy.
show.
Right.
No, it
Can't you
ain't.
sell those raincoats that they do at SeaWorld? You know, you get a
Breathing
raincoat.
Probably
equipment,
should have done
oxygen
that,
breathing
really. We
equipment,
should have
you
done
know,
that,
but
yeah.
we've sort of had to cut back on the aquatic comedy.
Yeah.
I'm sad about that.
Well, I think the show would be full enough as it is
Yeah.
because
But we now have a very good routine at juggling with platypuses.
Oh,
4 at the same time. And
Yeah.
Eric and I, we had to practice that for months.
And also, what's a wombat?
What is a wombat?
It's a bat you use to play one with.
very popular game here
Yeah.
in Australia.
yeah, I love it.
I'm sorry, I'll read that again. 1982. That's a Tim Taylor joke.
That's classic material.
Into my, yeah, it is.
That is classic.
Not funny, but classic.
This is
No, yeah,
your,
it's classic.
your material is hardwired into us. Someone was speaking about the Waddle this morning, and I just had to say, this is the Waddle, the Immoval, and you can stick in a bottle, you can hold it in your hand, amen.
Yeah.
These things are hardwired.
But
Do you
that
find
was Australian. I didn't make that up. I married an Australian girl, and that's her mother-in-law telling me that. This is the Waddle, the emblem of our land. You can stick it in a bottle, or you can hold it in your hand. But it was Australian, so a lot of that came from me knowing a lot of expat Australians in London, and being taken to see Barry Humphries in 1967.
Yes.
When he wasn't Dane, he was
No.
Edna, and he would just use his own hair, and he would come on. He was really funny.
We were terribly aware of Australia because we played games against you, and there was a rivalry in cricket, and we were very aware of the Australian culture. I can remember actors like Googie Withers. Do you remember that?
She was googly with us. She played a very good cricket game.
She was. That was
Yeah.
Clary Grimmett. And,
She's on Home and Away now. It's true.
Is that right?
No,
Everyone goes on Home and Away. That's,
and we
you
were
know,
always very aware of Australia. I remember going and seeing Australian movies and so forth.
well, it'd be all Chips Rafferty and
Yes, Chips Rafferty. That
Yeah,
was the name. I was
those-
trying to
And
think
who's
of
the,
it.
what was the
Barry
Adventures of
McKenzie.
Barry McKenzie.
the
Yeah.
Adventures of
But we
Barry.
always
Well, I
celebrate.
like Norman Gunston. He was my favourite.
Yes.
With your friendship and with all the guys, was it ever like a girls' school where the two of you were friends one day and then you'd go off and Eric and talk to Michael Moore and John, you'd have a fight with them? Was it like a pack
I have
of
a different
girls
view
ever?
of girls' schools because we
Yeah.
used to go and try and get in there overnight. So
No,
we
and then
used
there were
to
times.
argue about material.
If you were together for 40 years, you're going to argue sometimes. And the extraordinary thing was most of the arguments were about the material.
Yeah, people could argue very seriously whether the chair should be straight backed or a lounge. No, it's got to be sitting. No, it must be comfy. No, so all about details.
It was
Sure.
never about the casting.
No.
It was quite extraordinary. We never argued about the casting. If we'd been actors, that's what we would have been bickering about, you see. So we were writers, and what mattered was the writing, and we hardly ever did a line that wasn't down on it. People
Yeah.
thought we were ad-libbing. I went, no, it was all written.
And Eric, have you read John's book?
Yes.
And like, do you highlight the bits that you're mentioned in favourably?
I had the
words.
pleasure of interviewing him, which is
Yeah.
how this show started.
Yeah.
Did I mention you in the book?
You mentioned me, and I was blushing. The whole of the last chapter.
Oh, yes.
You were so gushing, and I go, oh, my God.
Because
I
he
was
did the
very-
O2 show. He just
Yeah.
put it together on his own, and he didn't get much credit.
Because Amanda wrote a book, and I'm in the book, but there's like a really small picture of me
And he's
in the book.
spoken about
Like
nothing else.
But it's like, I'm just doing a poll. Like, is there pictures
People are,
of you in the book?
whether you've written about it or not, but this was, certainly did a bit beyond belief, and I was blushing when I read it. It was so sweet.
See, I didn't
and
blush.
touching. But, like say, George Harrison wrote I Me Mine, and Lennon was pissed off because he's not mentioned in the book.
Really?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
yeah.
So he didn't mention John Lennon in his book?
No.
That is a slight oversight, you think?
That would be
Yeah.
a huge oversight.
All right.
I like that. That's
I like that too.
It was the me and three
Call
other.
I Me Mine.
Yeah,
You know, not him, them, and the others. You know.
The Q was in the headline, let's
Yeah.
face it.
Yeah.
When you write your things over the years, I know that some of them probably come back to bite you on the bum, the silly walks, the wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Did you have any idea when you're penning them that whether they're going to be huge or whether they're not?
Never have a clue.
And we now have fun, like in the car just coming here, we have fun just doing new bits. Because you get used to the thinking that
Yeah.
makes a sketch. And
Playing it's playing
So you
playing
come
with
up a
ideas.
concept,
You know.
And that's really what we do in this show. We don't do Python, because we did Python, you know, and we did it 2 years ago, and we did it, you know, that was it.
Well, you look at Spam. Like, you gave us Spam.
I wasn't
That's-
aware that the term came from your sketch.
Yeah,
Well,
so
we
she-
weren't,
did
but
on
we
the
were
internet.
told by internet people
It,
that
it,
that's
no,
where
it
it
definitely
came.
came on the internet, but of course we had to eat it, because we were a war generation, and it's what America exported. You know, cans was the only kind of protein or food that you could have. So there was these endless recipes how to cook it, to slice it, spam on pineapple, spam with cheese, spam fritter, spam on toast, spam in a
spam,
bucket.
spam,
Yes,
spam,
and they're very good to us because they suit everybody else.
Yeah.
They sort of like Python.
Have you eaten Spam
No,
lately?
it's not only for comedy. It's not for
Well,
eating.
yeah, we've got...
Because
Because
at home.
there's a tin in our kitchen at work, and every day I say to Amanda, I said, we should open that tin of Spam, and then we look at the fat content. You could eat about
And the
6
salt
cheeseburgers.
content.
It's
And then we think,
huge in where is it? In Hawaii
really?
and in Japan. They love spam in
Spam
Japan.
in Japan?
Yes.
Spam in Japan.
It sounds like
in
a joke.
Japan.
The spam in Japan stays merely in the ham.
And we're also scared to offend people now. I saw that you were in the Q&A, you want more edgy questions.
I'm not judging. The Aussies let us down. The
Too
last
polite?
time I was
We are
there.
very polite,
They
though.
were too nice. And we've got wonderful questions in Florida. What was it? Once one young lady got up and said, I want to ask both of you, did the Queen kill Diana? I know. And the whole audience went, oh, and then nervous giggling. And then I kind of ruined it because I was roaring with laughter. I thought it was the best question I'd ever been asked.
Wow, how did you answer it?
I said, well, not with her bare hands. But what a great question.
What a great question.
You know, when people say to me, why can't you stay married? Well, what problem do you have? You know, all this kind of thing. What do they ask? Oh, they asked him. They said, Eric, what is your favorite sexual position?
Yes.
And he said,
I say the male marital position,
Yeah.
which is flat on your back with your wallet wide open.
That's the same as me.
Yeah. But I have, 39 years of experience.
he's been married 39 years.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Mind you, I've been married 37 years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A few more people.
Just a few more.
Yeah, you just add them up.
Yeah, well, you've spoiled it for all of us now. We have to stay married because they know how much money they can get.
Yes, I am. Boy.
People are scared of offending people, aren't they?
Yes, and
been
they
the
shouldn't
problem.
be.
It's the whole Twitter sphere. Say something that's slightly off kilter and you get
And we are
flamed.
absolutely uninhibited about that, aren't we? We
Yes.
don't, we just
I
don't
like
give a damn. We think all that political correctness, which started as a good idea, was then taken to ad absurdum by people with no sense of humour. Because a sense of humour is a sense of proportion more than anything else. And the political correctness people tend to have no humour whatsoever. And they don't understand that all humour is basically critical. If you make almost any kind of joke, there's a hint of criticism in it. But there's nothing wrong with that. We can laugh at ourselves. Everybody says it's healthy to laugh at yourself, you see, but they kind of get so super sensitive. And they're usually not offended themselves. They're usually offended on somebody else's behalf.
That's true.
And you can't apologise for other people.
I was tweeting the other day. I said, I really love being offended, and I haven't been because you feel great, you know. You feel
But you've got a
warm,
pretty thick skin.
self-righteous.
Does anything offend you? What would offend you?
British press.
And that's pretty much
Not
it.
much else, is there?
I don't think so. I'm going to try and find something.
Yeah.
But I've got a few weeks to do it.
But most of the time people get worried because somebody used the wrong word. You know, I said, would somebody please call me honky? I would love to be called
good.
honky, you know. And then somebody offered to, and I said, no, you're a person of very little colour. It has to be a person of colour.
All right, to say, hey, honky.
Otherwise, it's not offensive.
It doesn't work.
But I like that. John Honky Cleese.
John Honky Cleese is a very good name.
Yeah.
I think so.
Quite noble, isn't
But it's
it?
a bit of a wrestling name, unfortunately.
Maybe need to see the two of you do some Turkish wrestling up on stage.
Yeah.
That's a challenge.
Forget the aquatic juggling.
Yeah.
Turkish wrestling.
We're trying to forget the aquatic juggling,
Yes.
but there's lawsuits, you know. So.
Well-
let me say the title of it one more time.
Yeah.
John Cleese and Eric Idle together again at last for the very first time. It's taken up the entire page just with that.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, it's been an absolute bucket list moment for us to meet you.
It has.
It
And-
has
and
been.
when
What's
you-
more your bucket
It's
list?
my, it's,
Like,
no,
yeah,
it is. It's
I'm
completely
happy.
my
but
bucket
On
list.
your deathbed,
Yeah.
this moment will flash before your
It will.
lives, and you'll think there was meaning there.
I thought
God
she
there
said
was
a
that.
bucket list. Oh, it's a bucket list meeting. Yeah.
There were no buckets to be seen.
Yeah, hardly a bucket in sight.
Normally we bring them, but we didn't.
And this is us bailing out.
Hey.
Right, well,
If they fade this down at this point, it'll work
Yeah,
very
that'd be
well.
good.
We'll all
Be
be
good.
saved.
Fade down
Thank
now.
you, gentlemen.
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.